You didn't think I'd forget the two most infamous B-sides in heavy metal, did you? Stick around, it's gonna be good. Written by Brian Tatler and Sean Harris, and originally released on 1980's Lightning to the Nations by Diamond Head, Am I Evil, alongside the band Blitzkrieg's song Blitzkrieg, was one of two songs officially released as covers, and one of four songs that Metallica would cover from Diamond Head. Diamond Head, for their part, would go on to re-record Am I Evil as the final song for their 1982 release of Borrowed Time. If you were a diehard Metallica fan, though, you had their two versions of these songs, be that on their original release as B-sides to the Creeping Death EP, where they were referred to as Garage Days Revisited, on vinyl or cassette. These songs were also reissued on the 1988 Elektra version of Kill 'Em All as bonus songs, where they appeared as the end of side 1 and 2 on the vinyl and cassette versions, and the end of the album on the CD version. They were re-released again on CD alongside the Jump in the Fire EP as a double EP maxi CD for fans wanting to have digital copies of both EPs on CDs, which did not degrade over time like cassettes and vinyl. They would end up as the 6th and 7th song off Disc 2 of Garage Inc. as Garage Days Revisited 84, right after Garage Days Re-Revisited 87. And as of 2016 as reissued remasters on the Ride the Lightning boxed set, and available for purchase to this day on iTunes. The Creeping Death EP eventually goes out of print. The version of Kill 'Em All featuring Am I Evil and Blitzkrieg is eventually deleted in 1989 when Garage Days Re-Revisited is also deleted. But these songs keep reappearing again and again in format after format, and that is no accident. They're obviously proud of the way these two songs came out and have stood the test of time, and they don't want them to go away. They want them to remain a part of their early history and a part of their current catalog. And let's head into the library. This is my collection of Metallica remastered songs, which all have bass solutions, which I'm going to be releasing in linear order. We're currently after the second album, Ride the Lightning, in between the third album, and you'll see I have Am I Evil as song 0111. That's for mostly sentimental reasons. When I was a kid, I missed out on the Creeping Death EP. I had the 88 version of Kill 'Em All because I discovered Metallica around the time of Justice for All, which had Am I Evil and Blitzkrieg as the enders of side 1 and side 2. Blitzkrieg was the end of side 1, and side 2 was ended with Am I Evil. And eventually I had them on CD, where Am I Evil was the 11th song and Blitzkrieg was the 12th song. And later, as I said, got that Creeping Death maxi single, Jump in the Fire. But for today's purposes, song 0111 is Am I Evil. And you see we have the remastered track, the enhanced track. Both of these are just the remaster ripped from CD. This one's got some equalizers on it, new equalizers for that matter, Garage Bass 1 and 2, get into that in a minute, and an isolated cliff track that I derived from Moises. This is not an isolated track itself, it's just a Moises generated bass stem. So, just as I did with Kill 'Em All and Kill Bass 1 and 2, and Ride the Lightning and Ride Bass 1 and 2, for the Garage Days Revisited songs off the Creeping Death EP, I created Garage Bass 1 and 2, and it's the same 8 equalizers working together to bring out the bass that's already on the recordings. The first 2 equalizers of each effects chain have a high-pass filter set at 30 Hz to remove rumble, and I've boosted frequencies that are the usual suspects in Metallica songs. Just get into it right now. I'm just going to give you a little taste. This is what it sounds like, just the enhanced track. Alright, a little further up the track. Alright, it's a lot of that low-end frequencies brought up to sound like this. I'm going to leave the Moises track out of this for a second. And you can see it's a lot more cliff than before. This is just the remaster by itself. You can still hear Cliff on the recording. He's just not as loud as he could be if this was recorded by any other band than Metallica. And now let's take a look at the Moises app-generated bass stem for this song. Moises is a track separator app that uses AI. It's very good for the low-end bass stuff. Some of his higher fills, it's just filtered out. It's the way the app works. It doesn't capture all of him. So I had to be very crafty in order to keep the illusion of Cliff throughout the whole song consistent. This is it by itself real quick. you can see I automated it down there. That's just silence where you can hear noise. More Cliff. And again, on the low stuff, he's fine. I'm going to show you what happens right here. I'm going to turn off the read enable and just show you how his signal disappears. And this is why I had to automate it down like that. I had to basically lower the volume and lower the volume until it was quiet enough to be at the same level where the bass slides down in the actual recording itself. This is what I'm talking about. You hear that? How it just stopped, the signal just cut off. He was eventually, it just filtered him out. So what I did to combat that is I turned this on so that it sounds like this. Because after that right there, when it goes silent, he actually slides off on the recording. But together it sounds like this. Cliff has some great bass fills in this song. For the most part, he plays along with Lars's drums, especially on the fills, and he plays off of James's perfectly down-picked palm-muted eighth notes. James, you could take his first verse and cut and paste it into the second verse, and it's so on and so forth for the choruses. It's all very precise. Cliff never plays it the same way twice. Let's just get into it. This is one of the fills that you hear from Cliff. I never heard that on the original recording. Let's just take a look at that real fast. You can barely hear that. But it's like that throughout the whole song. Some of the fills you can hear on the original recording, and some of them Moises unearthed for me, and I was pleasantly surprised. This is a perfect example of Moises' limitations. So on the original recording, this is what this part sounds like. Cliff's playing all these high notes. I boosted this section with Moises to give more of an illusion, really, than anything else, because the Moises part sounds like this. So all those high parts had more low end, maybe his right hand picking to bring that out. And then right here, we'll just check this out. I automated the noise off of the recording of the bass stem. All right, and then further down the track, automated this section as well. Pretty cool. Cliff's actually playing an octave that I didn't know he was playing for most of these little bumps that were automated up. Same thing here. And that part right there is another perfect example of where on the recording you can hear Cliff play something high, but on the Moises you can't. Check it out. Cool. And then at the end, same thing. I just automated out the noise. And right there, again, you see this little elevated spot. You can't hear it on the Moises, but Cliff plays a higher part right here. But I boosted the right hand part of it, which doesn't really translate, but it just gives it more of a little bit of an edge when played together and paired with the enhanced track. And then the end of the song, again, just removing that noise from where there was no bass. And now our moment of guitar architecture. Am I Evil is your standard issue early Metallica recording with James on rhythm guitar left and right, Lars's drums in stereo, Cliff's bass, Kirk's lead guitar, and James's vocals in mono. Kirk has a monster guitar solo in this song, and while Am I Evil was written by Diamond Head, some would say Metallica recorded the signature version of this song. Now I will just sing. Am I Evil is done. Blitzkrieg is next. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. This is the Metallica Re-Remastered series. Stay tuned for more.